context of what was going on.
Yes, sir.
Boys in the hood, menace to society. They didn't tell you who Menace 1 was, but they told you who Menace 2 was. And the minister said that he had a vision that they were planning to kill black men wholesale. Yes, so he went around the country now, touring, teaching black men in all men's only meetings.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And he called for 1 million, but nearly 2 million showed up.
Yes, sir. That's right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
All the enemies was against him. A lot of the Negro pastors didn't want to assist him. But the day of the march, when they came out and seen the hundreds of thousands of men that were there, and then when it was time for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan to take the stage,
Come on.
everybody had something that they wanted to say.
That's right.
Right? But what was God doing for you and I? God was showing you his man.
That's right.
Right? And he was showing you that he is working in and through that man for our deliverance.
Yes, sir.
So some people say, well, what happened to the money of the march? We're going to get to the subject. But even after the success of the march, the Negro mind, right? Because there's plenty marches you don't ask where the money, what happened to the money. Do the march of dimes, do you ask them where the money is at? Right?
Get that out.
The Red Cross, who always double-cross us in our community, do you ask them where the money is at?
Come on, man.
But let's go. The minister asked everybody on that day to take out a dollar bill. So when the enemy saw that, you say, well, what happened to the money? Because in this world, you can have wealth, but they don't never want you to marry wisdom with wealth.
Point that out.
Listen.
See, you can be a billionaire, but if you have the ability to organize wisdom and wealth, they have a problem with you. And they will move to annihilate you.
That's right. That's right.
So the minister promised us, and you can go online. See, this man, his integrity is impeccable. Whatever he tells you he's going to do, he does it. He does it.
Fact.
And that's an honorable man for any man or woman to follow, because the Quran said there's certain people in the world that are lit professors.
Right.
They say what really ain't in their heart.
Yes,
but Farrakhan ain't that kind of man. Whatever he tell you he's going to do, he does it.
That's right.
So he told us that there would be a public audit letting us know what happened to every dime that was used for the Million Man March.
Yes,
right now, when you leave here today, you can go on Google, because we got a lot of internet scholars. I'm going to give you an internet scholar assignment today.
Yes, sir.
Go type in.
That's right.
We got the internet scholars and the YouTube gurus, so I got an assignment for you. Go home and type in Million Man March audit.
Go ahead.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So what happened with the audit? Once they did the audit, they realized that the nation didn't make no money from the march.
That's right.
Man, the nation didn't make no money? Now, the man that was used by God to call 1.7 million men, let's look at the scenario. There was many vendors out there. How much money did they go home with?
Come on, man.
Let's think now. You're worried about money, but the vendors that came, right?
That's right.
Don't tell me that they didn't go up 95 north and south with a pocket full of money.
That's right.
People were selling T-shirts, right?
That's right.
We had to shut some people down because they were selling posters that they wasn't authorized to sell.
That's right. That's the history.
But there was a $66,000 net loss. What does that mean? That means that the revenues that was put out, the expenses exceeded the revenues. So that means that there was no profit from the march.
Wow.
So when it was all said and done, we took a loss of $66,000. You know who went in their pocket and paid the bill? The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Go ahead.
That's right.
Yes. So now, when you hear the naysayers and the enemies of our rise talking about what did he do with the money, you tell them, you give them that Google assignment I just gave you.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
But our topic today
Come on.
is the Messiah's presence
Right.
exposes Satan's playbook.
Go ahead.
The Messiah's presence.
Yes, sir.
Not a minister's presence, the Messiah's
Go ahead.
presence.
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Because the Messiah is on another level of existence.
Yes, sir.
He is on another plane of existence.
That's
so
right.
his presence in the world illuminates everything and exposes Satan's plots and plans to destroy you and I.
Yes, sir.
But it's very interesting. J. Edgar Hoover.
Come on.
FBI memo.
Come on. Go ahead.
1968. Titled Counterintelligence Program, Black Nationalist Hate Groups, Racial Intelligence.
Mm.
And J. Edgar Hoover put out a command that he said, we want to prevent the rise of a Messiah
Yes, sir.
who could unify and electrify the militant black nationalist movement.
You can say
Why,
that.
J. Edgar Hoover? So here's a man in government. You got all these religious and spiritual teachers
Come on.
talking about we don't need no Messiah.
Mm.
But what did J. Edgar Hoover know that they don't know?
Come on. Good question.
Huh?
Good question.
And then I believe it was Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson said, when I reflect that God is just, I tremble for my country because God's justice can't sleep forever.
That's right.
That's what he said. That's right. Good.
So here's a man in government talking about he trying to stop the rise of a Messiah. The Negro leaders talking about we don't need a Messiah.
Come on. Think about
But our condition bears witness that we need somebody from God to help us to overcome the enemies of God.
it. That's right. That's right.
Because the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said this: if a man won't treat you right, he won't teach you right.
Come on, man.
Right.
Go ahead.
So it's silly thinking that the same people that enslaved us now is going to raise a deliverer to free us from them.
Come on.
I just said it a couple weeks ago. The minister gave us a clear example. President Barack Obama,
Yes, sir.
beautiful human being.
Yes, sir.
But the minister, having insight and foresight, told us that the brother was selected
That's right.
Right.
before he was elected.
That's right.
So that's very key because the masses of the people knew that they could go grab a brother
Right.
that was charismatic,
Right.
that was handsome,
Right.
right? That had great oratorical skills that could draw young people and sell them the hope of the American dream.
That's right. That's what they did. Yes, sir.
So Barack done came and gone, right?
Right.
Has your condition changed?
No, sir.
It hasn't.
No, sir.
So you'll never read in the Quran or the Bible that God gonna deliver the children of Israel by sending them a politician.
Come on.
It ain't in here. It ain't in the Quran.
That's
It
right.
ain't in the Bible.
Go ahead.
But if you turn to the book of Malachi,
Come on.
God gives you an indicator of who
Yes.
your man gonna
That's
be.
right.
man.
That's
Right?
right.
That's right.
He says, behold, before the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
That's right.
See,
Go
it's
ahead.
great, but it's dreadful for the wicked.
Right.
Because the wicked have misused us and they have abused us.
That's right. Go ahead.
So he said, before the great and dreadful day of the Lord, I will send you Elijah.
Yes,
Come
sir.
on. Go ahead. Teach that.
Right? Elijah the prophet. But the most honorable Elijah Muhammad ain't no prophet.
Come on, man. Punch that out.
Right?
That's right.
A prophet is lightweight.
That's right.
That's right.
And the reason why we can't deal with our enemies because we're looking for a prophet, Satan masters prophets.
That's right. Go ahead.
Come on now.
Because every time a prophet came, Satan came right behind that prophet and destroyed the community.
That's what he did.
It don't matter if it's
Just
if it's Islam,
Come on.
right? If it's Judaism,
Right.
it's Christianity.
Right.
You can't go out this door and look, and as great as T.D. Jakes is,
Come on,
and as
man.
great as Creflo Dollar is,
Come on.
you can't walk up the street and look at a human being that followed him and say, he a follower of T.D. Jakes.
Mm.
He a follower of Creflo Dollar.
Come on, go ahead.
Yes, sir.
But I tell you one thing,
Go ahead.
there is a man that got some followers.
Yes, sir.
Right? In every major city in America. Right? That we suited, booted, Farrakhan recruited, even if we got on a gym suit, somebody can tell
Yes,
that it's
sir.
something different about us.
That's right.
Go ahead. Good.
Right?
Yes, sir.
I don't have to have on a bow tie for somebody to know that I'm connected to something greater than this world.
That's right. Go ahead.
Come on now.
Good teaching.
Excellent point, brother.
So, he said, before this great and dreadful day of the Lord, I will send Elijah.
That's right.
So he let you know now when Elijah come on the scene, Elijah is very important
Yes, sir.
because he becomes the access now by the wicked that have destroyed us. He turns us back to God.
That's right.
Right? He said before the great and dreadful day, I will send you Elijah the prophet, right?
Yes, sir.
And he will turn the hearts of the children back to the father and the father's hearts back to the children, lest I, God, come and smite the earth.
That's what it says.
So when Elijah is on scene, it's judgment time,
Come on, man.
right? Because now, based on how we receive Elijah, it's based on how God is judging us.
That's right.
Good point.
So Elijah worked among us for 40 plus years.
That's right.
44 to be exact.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right?
That's right.
And he didn't tell us, the article in here, he never told us he was going to die.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Right?
Yes,
You
sir.
can believe what you want to believe, but we got to use him as the reference point.
That's right.
And this was his words. He said that I'm going away to study.
That's
Right?
what he said. That's
He
his
told the
word.
minister that he was going away to study. Right? Then he told the minister, he said, brother, don't change the teaching while I'm gone.
That's what he said.
He said, if you are faithful, I will, not I might, I will reveal the new teaching through you.
That's
A
what he said.
dead man can't reveal no new teaching.
Come on.
Right.
A man that's in the grave can't reveal no new teaching, let alone back somebody up.
That's right.
Then he said, if Allah had not shown me how I was going to escape, I would have no hope.
That's right.
That's right.
So he said Allah showed. He didn't say you and I showed them. He said Allah showed them
That's
Right.
right.
how he was going to escape. Then you open up the Quran, and the Quran says in the 4th surah, the 157th ayat, that they're saying they killed the Messiah. They killed him not.
That's right.
Allah says he exalted him to himself.
Come on, man.
Meaning that this man that was the Messiah was made to appear as he was dead.
Yes, sir.
Come on. That's what it says.
Then we got more confirmation that Savior's Day.
Come on.
That's
So
right.
Minister
Yes, sir.
Ishmael was on the stage. So you got to use facts.
Right.
That's right.
Huh? Actual facts.
Go ahead.
Not hearsay and conjecture. We got to deal with facts.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So Minister Ishmael said
Come on.
that who is the son of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, which is a credible source.
Right.
We listen to everybody else.
Come on.
What they got to
Right.
say. We got to listen to a man that was there.
That's
Come
right.
on.
Yes, sir.
So he said it was something that was very interesting. He said when they looked at the body, the mole was on the wrong side.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's
Good
right.
point.
That's right.
Good point.
Now, come on, brothers and sisters. Come on, we believe white folks can clone.
Come on.
We
Go
give
ahead.
them all kind of credit of what they can do. What can God do?
Come on, man.
What can God do? We always talk about what white folk can do. But what can the true and living God
Come
do?
on, man.
So he said he seen the mole was on the wrong side. He said him and Rasul started laughing.
That's what he said. That's the story.
So people think we foolish of saying that he alive. But is it more foolish for you to believe that a man that was born 2,000 years ago
Come on, man.
is still alive, floating around in the sky somewhere? Let's go on now. Let's rational. Let's do some critical and analytical thinking.
That's right.
Is it more rational to believe a man that was born in 1897 escaped death, which would mean he would be 125 years old at this moment?
Right.
Or is it more rational to believe that a man born 2,000 years ago is still alive and floating around in the sky?
Do the math. Come on, man.
What's more rational?
Come on.
Come on.
Good point.
I'll leave that alone for a second. Just put something in your mind. So this playbook.
Yes, sir.
What is this playbook that Satan been using? You say, I ain't know Satan got a playbook. Well, if somebody's going to be successful, a playbook just means they got a strategy.
Exactly.
Huh?
Come on.
And Satan's strategy has always been to cause the righteous to kill and fight one another.
That's right.
So in every major city now, it don't matter what religion we in, we gang banging. Whether we got our guns out or we gang banging in religion.
Come on, man.
He got us fighting and killing each other.
That's right.
So if I say I'm a Muslim, you say you're a Christian, right? But we can't come and work together because your pastor told you that if Muslims don't believe in Jesus.
Come on.
Furthest from the truth. One day we're going to take up a subject called the myths of the nation. Then we don't believe in Jesus.
Come on.
That's foolish. You can't even be a Muslim unless you believe in Jesus.
That's right.
Go ahead.
But they'll tell you that crap. So when you hear the final call, you hear the trumpet of truth, you'll stick a finger in your ear because you think Farrakhan trying to pull you away from Jesus, not knowing that Farrakhan trying to pull you to Jesus.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
He ain't trying to pull you away from him. What is the other scheme that Satan uses? False accusation.
That's right.
You've heard it. The nation, y'all killed Malcolm. One day we got to take that subject matter.
That's right.
Really? We killed Malcolm? Well, let's look at it. Malcolm was a student of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Right? They teach you Malcolm like Malcolm made himself. Who gave Malcolm an X?
Come on, man.
Because his name was Malcolm Little, and Honorable Elijah Muhammad took him like dust and breathed into him and made him Malcolm Big.
Right. That's right.
But he was a student of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
That's right.
Right? He only was in the nation for 12 years.
That's right.
But with the wisdom that he got from the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, he shook this world up.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Before Malcolm met the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm was a pimp. He was a hustler.
Right.
He was a drug dealer.
Right. That's
And
right.
I'm not bringing that up to try to tear him down. I'm trying to show you the power of the man that got the master grip.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So now, Naked Truth got that well-dressed lie today.
That's
They've
right.
been using that on the nation for years. Oh, y'all killed Malcolm. Y'all killed Malcolm. Now Allah have raised our own scholars in the nation now.
Come on now.
That's right.
And now Naked Truth got that well-dressed lie, and we caught the lie.
Go ahead.
So now that we exposing the well-dressed lie, now the people talking about why y'all so consumed with Malcolm. We ain't consumed with him. Now we trying to give you Naked Truth.
Exactly.
But you don't heard falsehood so long that you don't even want to hear the truth.
That's right. That's right.
So now it's coming out that the family of Malcolm X is now suing the government for hiding the files.
Go ahead.
Right?
Yes, sir.
We got agents among us. You can't think that a government, that an organization or a nation, that we trying to raise a nation, that the enemy don't send people among us that try to disrupt. I just told you they wanted to stop the rise of a black messiah, so they come in here and act like they believe. We don't caught a couple of them.
That's right. That's right. Come on.
Because we ain't trying to do nothing against the government. We're trying to overthrow the wicked government that's in your head.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
That's right.
That's right.
They know we ain't trying to do nothing against the government. But it's this truth that they're afraid of.
Yes, sir.
False accusations.
Yes, sir.
Y'all killed Malcolm. So now it's coming out that we didn't kill Malcolm. Right? But then when they came in the Audubon ballroom, what did Malcolm do? See, brothers and sisters,
People forget that part.
when you leave a divine man, you leave divine protection.
That's right.
I'm going to say that to you again. The Quran says that you have to believe in Allah and his messenger.
Exactly.
Belief in Allah But to believe in the messenger is to believe in Allah.
That's
So
right.
to walk away from the messenger is to walk away from Allah.
Facts.
See, people don't look at it like that.
Facts.
Right.
So he left for whatever reason, right? He left divine protection.
Exactly.
So now you got all type of government agents around him. He at the Audubon ballroom preparing for a speech, right? But not knowing that the FBI and the CIA rented out the Audubon ballroom a week before they had the event.
That's right. That's right.
What was the FBI and the CIA doing at the Audubon ballroom a week prior to Malcolm getting there?
Come on. Think about it. Think about it.
Then he had an agent among him. You got searched today. I got searched today, right?
Yes,
Ain't
sir.
nothing wrong with that. Because when you and I was out there in the dunya in the world, we went in many clubs where they searched us, made us open up our mouth. We ain't had a problem with it.
No,
That's
sir.
because we was engaging in filth and indecency.
Yes, sir.
So the most honorable Elijah Muhammad had an insight and foresight, knew it would come a time where people would come in religious houses and try to do us harm.
That's right.
That's right.
And if they had listened, I'm not making mockery, brothers and sisters.
No, sir.
If they had listened in South Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
see?
That's right.
If they had a check procedure in the church that Dylan Roof came into,
Come on.
Come on. Go ahead.
right? But we so in love with our enemy.
That's right.
He came among them, prayed among them.
Exactly.
Then he killed the pastor and 8 of the members of the church.
That's right. That's
But
right.
had they had a check procedure, all of them would be alive right now.
That's right. That's right.
Think about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And deeper than that, if they had some soldiers.
Think about
Because
it.
trust me,
Exactly.
if you get in here with something, you ain't gonna leave alive.
That's
Right.
a
That's
fact.
right.
Come on.
Right? They ain't gonna threaten nobody. They ain't gonna threaten nobody. But damn it, if you pull a gun out in here,
That's right.
we gonna tell them sisters to go in there, and we gonna deal with you.
That's right.
That's a
That's
fact.
right. That's right.
Yes, sir.
We don't play and we don't try to hurt nobody. But damn it, if you try to hurt us, we ain't no quiet voice.
That's right.
Go
That's
ahead.
right.
Go ahead.
And we ain't gonna let you slap us on our cheek and turn the other cheek.
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
We gonna give you some Muslim understanding.
That's right.
That's right.
Come on.
You heard what Minister said Sunday, too often people are just killing us and getting away with it.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
People killing us and all we doing is having rallies and balloons flying and candles getting lit. No, the Quran say retaliation
That's
Right.
is a prescription.
Exactly.
right.
And if those that was killing us knew that it was a consequence, they'd stop that man.
That's
That's
right.
right.
Good teaching.
If a man knew that he raped a woman and he looked outside and he seen 40 to 50 brothers outside, he'd learn to use his reproductive organ in the right way.
That's
Right.
a fact.
That's right.
Satan's playbook. Divide and conquer. He's been using this on us for years and we still ain't got it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's right.
We don't talk you, you don't let the enemy use you against your brother. This is why I was so upset with Charles Barkley and Shaquille O'Neal. If you disagree with your brother, call Kyrie Irving on the phone.
Right.
Why would you disrespect Kyrie Irving in the presence of the television to show that the enemy, to let the enemy know that you're willing to do his bidding?
Come on.
But we got something for that.
That's
It was
right.
all over Kyrie about this vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
But I got some information to you today that I was reading last night. When I read it today, it's going to make you cry about this vaccine. Mixes truth with falsehood. Oh, he good at that.
Come on. That's right.
Satan always do that.
Come on, man.
Farrakhan hate Jews. Now, you heard the minister said he never hated Jews.
That's right.
That's
Right?
right.
That's right.
And he told us that there's some good Jews out there, but he said the wicked ones got the stranglehold on the good ones.
That's right. Go ahead.
The minister said he never been anti-Semitic, but they got him as the #1 anti-Semite right now. Why?
Come on.
Why is that? The minister criticized black people. Do that mean he anti-black? He criticized women. He criticized Christians because his function is to expose darkness.
That's right.
Mm-mm.
So if his function is to expose darkness, wherever he see the darkness, He got to speak into it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
When he get on us, that don't mean he hate us.
That's right. That's right.
The man is filled with unconditional love.
That's right.
But they take the message and say, oh, Farrakhan had a Savior's Day message where he was trying to tell people to go out and hurt Jews. Since the minister been on this mission, he haven't instructed us to hurt nobody.
Not one time. Not
That's
once.
right. That's right.
You can't go nowhere and pull up something where we went to a synagogue and destroyed the synagogue.
That's right.
And if he found out that we did it, we'll probably get time out.
That's right.
That's right. That's a
Absolutely.
fact.
Yes, sir.
Smite the shepherd and cause the sheep to scatter.
Come on, man.
How do you smite the shepherd? Propaganda.
Right.
Huh? See, because we live in a world where we don't investigate, right? And the more you repeat the lie, the more the American people believe the lies.
That's right.
You ain't got to have no facts. We just proved that with the COVID-19 vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
The more they came on the news, say, you got to get it. You know, the coronavirus is spreading, and the reason why it's spreading is because those that ain't vaccinated, it's spreading. You ain't think about the Tuskegee experiment. You just heard that, and the minister talked about last Sunday, how the reason why we're in this condition because we're afraid.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So our enemies know how to get us all riled up, cast an evil suggestion, and make us afraid. So naturally, nobody wants to lose their life.
Right.
So naturally, they started saying, well, you know, people are losing their life because they're not getting vaccinated.
Mm-hmm.
But you ain't never go do no history.
Come on.
To show me a time in history where there was a major pandemic or a major illness and it got resolved because everybody got vaccinated. I want you to show. You ain't got to do it today. I'll be back next week. Go look up on the internet. Has there ever been a time in history where there was some epidemic or pandemic?
Right.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
And the people was getting ill all over the place, and a person got vaccinated, and everybody got vaccinated and it healed everybody.
No history. You won't find
But
it.
now that Allah took me this way, let me read what this doctor said. Now this ain't no regular doctor. I want to read that because Allah took me that way for a reason. So let's read what he said. Here you go. Greatest newspaper on the planet.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Number one.
Black
That's right.
owned, black produced, right?
That's right.
We ain't no paper boys, we little messengers of God.
That's right.
Don't ever let nobody, that's another thing. Oh, Farrakhan, no, we out there out of our love for him.
That's right.
Right? He
Yes,
ain't
sir.
making us do it. We so in love with him, we do it out of our duty and responsibility.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir. Come on.
Let me see this. This man in here, man, it's sad. Because we don't read. And we won't even know what the Messiah doing if we won't read.
That's right.
We waiting for CNN and Fox News to come on the TV and tell us Farrakhan the Messiah. That's what you waiting on? You've been waiting a long time. They was dead and gone before they do that.
Good point.
Huh? Waiting on CBS News to come on and say he's the Messiah. But look at what the brother said. He said, he asking his brother, Dr. Saeed Hayter. Now, this one of the things that happened, instead of the vaccine, right? Why they wasn't telling you about elderberry? Why they wasn't telling you about zinc?
Go ahead.
Why they wasn't telling
Go
you about sea moss?
Come on.
Now, when has the government ever been worried about how healthy you and I been?
Come on.
Let's talk.
Yeah, just think
When
about
have
it.
they been concerned when we got Burger King and McDonald's and White Castle in our neighborhood? They ain't never been concerned about our health. Now all of a sudden it's an outbreak and everybody concerned about you and I getting vaccinated.
Come on, make that contrast.
So Brother Sultan Muhammad said, do you know of any time in history if there's ever been the recommendation of any kind of vaccine that will require 3, 4, 5 boosters and a follow-up? How unusual is that?
Right.
Now listen to the doctor. He said, no, I can't think of any vaccine other than the flu shot. The flu shot is a yearly shot, but it's a different strand of the flu every year. And the flu shot is probably the vaccine that has the weakest evidence base of any vaccine. I'm essentially anti-vaccine at this point in time, but the flu shot is the worst of a bad a lot. But other than the flu shot, listen good. Now this is a board certified doctor. This ain't Brother Lamont. He said, but other than the flu shot, there's never been a shot where you had to keep taking the vaccine, especially so many boosters. Did you hear him?
Yes, sir.
There has never been a shot where you had to keep taking the vaccine, especially so many boosters. And at this point, basically, there's no end in sight.
That's right.
And that's because the virus is mutating. So one of the theories here is that vaccinating in the midst of the pandemic itself is what drove the evolution of the virus. That's a plausible theory that these people all had the same immune response. And the virus evolved to evade that immune response. And so you're never going to be able to catch up. You will never be able to create a vaccine. I don't think that you hear him?
I'm listening.
Yes, sir.
You will never. He didn't say you might be. He said you will never be able to create a vaccine, even theoretically, that's effective at knocking this out.
Come on.
If we use ivermectin, so we found out in the nation we got doctors. We got one of the doctors in Philly, Dr. Safia Shabazz, from the top of the clock. She's the daughter of the great Jeremiah Shabazz. So ivermectin was being used to heal people from the coronavirus.
That's right.
The enemies of our eyes start coming out talking about ivermectin is being used on horses. You shouldn't take it. This man right here, that I'm reading this interview, he had 25,000 patients that he provided treatment for COVID-19, including ivermectin. No deaths.
Come on.
So all of the people he treated using ivermectin, out of 25,000, 8,000, nobody died, but he treated them. But listen, let me go on. He said that we use ivermectin, it might be possible to actually drive this thing out of existence within a month if everybody in the world took it.
Think about that.
Wow.
Oh, y'all didn't hear that. Let's go back to the research. I'm going to say it again. If we use ivermectin, it might be possible to actually drive this thing out of existence within a month if everyone in the world took it.
Wow.
I don't think that'll ever happen. But if you wanted to wipe the virus out and completely eradicate it, I think this would be one of the ways to do it. I'm going to stop right there.
Come on.
Now, that's a heavy bullet right there.
Yes, sir.
That somebody need in their household.
Right.
Yes, sir.
But deeper than that, the Messiah told us before they even started doing all of this, and before they even started with the Operation Warp Speed,
Yes, sir.
the minister in the Criterion told us that they are orchestrating to make you take the vaccine.
That's what he told us.
The minister told us July 4th, before a vaccine even went out there, he told us don't take it.
That's right.
So now you're dealing with a man again, got insight and foresight.
Yes,
meaning
sir.
that God and his Christ don't took him where he can see down the wheel of time.
That's right. Go ahead.
So now, people just dropping down.
That's right.
Now, DeMar Hamlin, right? He just got interviewed by Michael Strahan. He didn't want to say it, but for all intents and purposes, I believe our brother took the vaccine. He didn't want to say it. Michael Strahan was pushing him. He was like, oh, I don't feel like talking about it. Why you don't want to talk about it? Here's a man, 23, 24 years old, all of a sudden collapsed on a football field.
That's right.
Now, you got a man that was a college athlete. I know the kind of regiments of working out that we do. It ain't no way in hell that a man that lift weights and run is in tip-top shape all of a sudden go into cardiac arrest. And it ain't just happening to football players. You got soccer players that's all of a sudden dropping dead. What's the cause of it?
Think about it.
We could say, with all intents and purposes, that we believe is the vaccine. Right?
Yes, sir.
Because if this ain't never happened in history, that people all of a sudden dropping dead, God spared DeMar him, right?
Right.
There's another man from the Jacksonville Jaguars who was 36 years old, dropped dead in front of his wife. Why they ain't reporting this?
Come on, man.
Because the vaccine ain't about health, it's about acquiring wealth.
That's right.
That's right.
How much money do the pharmaceutical companies make off a vaccine?
Come on.
Right?
Come on, man.
How much do they make?
Think about that.
How much of a kickback do the doctors get when they vaccinate 60 to 70% of their patients? So, my mom called me one day. She said, son, I'm vaccinated and boosted. I said, I'll pray for you.
Yes, sir. I hear that.
I said, Mom, I love you. I'll pray for you. And I pray for her every day.
That's right.
Because you don't want to see nothing happen to your people. And we ain't sitting up here teaching this because we want to see something happen.
That's right.
The minister told us at the Swan song. He said, I told you I don't take the vaccine.
That's right.
He said, you more worried about a job than losing your life.
Yes, come on, man.
Just think how they got us.
Yes, sir.
How they got us now in New York. They on the verge of all of them teachers and firemen and police people that they fired. They're going to have to give them their jobs back. And they're going to have to give them back pay.
Right.
Because can't nobody fire you for not taking a vaccine. The Jews do it all the time.
That's right. That's right. Go ahead.
They wanted to meet with me. I work in the school. I got a video check. I went in there. We a real nation. See?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
The
sir.
minister gave us an exemption letter.
Yes, sir.
Boom. I got my letter. Imam Muhammad. Boom. I work in the schools. Lady come on and she said, we want to talk to you about this vaccine. I said, come on, shoot. What's up? Well, how come you ain't taking it? I said, I don't want to take it because it's against, this is the temple of God. We don't put foreign agents in our body.
That's right.
That's right.
Huh? And our eyes got all big. As the minister said, if you stand up on truth, all they're going to do is start looking in books. They don't got nothing to say.
Right. Come on.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Stood up on the truth. She went ahead about her business. I work in the school with the youth.
Go ahead.
Stand up on truth.
That's right.
That's all.
That's right.
And if they don't give you a job, then make one. That's all. But I ain't going to let you put something that when the man already gave us the wrong guidance to possibly kill us, because what they not telling you is that once you consent to them injecting it into your body, there's nothing you can do to them. You can't sue them.
That's right.
Because they've given them immunity.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Deceived the world. So the minister said in the book of Revelations, it says that Satan deceived the whole world. What is this deception about?
Come on.
What is that? What is Satan deceive the whole world about? And the deception is about this man Jesus, his resurrection, his ministry, his life, and his death.
That's right.
Right? But in this holy Quran, in the third surah, it says the Messiah. Right? Not the historical Jesus, right? It says that the Messiah will speak to the people in the cradle and old age.
That's right.
So I wanted to look up what was the standard of old age. They said the standard of old age in this world is 65. The historical Jesus never lived to be 65.
That's right. That's right.
So he couldn't be the Messiah according to the Quran.
Yes, sir.
Right? Prophet Muhammad never lived to be 65.
That's right.
So he can't be the Messiah. Right? It says he would speak to the people in the cradle and in old age. Then Allah says in the third surah that he would teach him the book, the Torah, the gospel, and the wisdom.
That's right.
Come on, lay it out.
So the historical Jesus, when he was on the scene, he couldn't have been the Messiah because the Quran wasn't in existence yet.
Exactly.
So Allah couldn't have taught him a book that wasn't here yet.
Come on, man.
Right.
The wisdom, the hikmah, right?
Right.
The Quran. And Allah didn't teach Prophet Muhammad the Quran. He revealed it to him.
Yeah, you go.
It's a difference between revelation and somebody teaching you the uttermost meaning of the book.
Right.
He didn't give all of that to Prophet Muhammad.
Right.
Right.
Go ahead. You teach.
So this man, he taught him the Torah, the gospel, and the Quran. And then he said, make him a messenger to the children of Israel.
Come on.
Now, some people say, well, Elijah Muhammad ain't really teach us a lot in the Quran. He taught us out the Bible. Okay. That's very interesting. But when a man is buried in, if a man buried right there in Scranton, if he buried in Scranton, I ain't gonna go dig my shovel in Wilkesburg to try to raise him.
That's right.
Right? I'm gonna dig my shovel where the man is dead.
Exactly.
Right? So we've been dead in our understanding of the Bible.
Right.
So the man had to go into the Bible and teach us Islam out of the Bible.
That's right. That's right. That's
He taught us to get off a pork in this book.
Yes,
right.
So you can't tell me that you're a Christian and you still messing with Piggly Wiggly when in the book of Leviticus, the 9th verse, it says that you shouldn't even touch the swine. So what Bible are you reading?
Come on, man.
Huh? And then you can walk in the church and they got a dinner cell and they got swine all over the place.
Come on.
But you want to tell us that we don't believe in Jesus? It look like you don't believe in him neither.
Come on. Come on.
So the Bible, it said that you shouldn't even want to go near the swine.
That's right. That's right.
So we science it up, talk about you could pour vinegar on it and all that. But the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that it's 1,000% poison.
That's a
Right?
fact.
You could put vinegar on it, you could do all you want, you could let it sit out there for 10, 12 weeks. It's poisonous.
That's right.
And it got a trick in our worm.
Yes.
Right.
That's right.
And it sounds the mental power that makes you look ugly.
Come on.
After a while,
That's
that's
right.
why people that eat a lot of swine and drink,
Right.
you know, their eyes is bloodshot red.
That's right. Come on, man. That's the truth.
So now, he sits the minister in his seat. So the minister now is exposing the so-called Jews. He ain't talking about the real Jews. He just said to you that him and Nixon and Billy Graham was having a conversation.
That's right.
And he said Billy Graham was talking about these certain kind of Jews that got a stranglehold on the society.
Mm-hmm.
And he said no matter what profession you're involved in, his exact words is that no matter what profession you're involved in, they got a sentinel right at the door. So if you're a teacher, if you're a lawyer, if you're involved in construction work, if you're in the medical field, wherever you at, they somewhere with a sentinel blocking the door.
Come on, man.
So the minister said, Billy Graham is a great preacher. How are you in a conversation with Richard Nixon talking about you don't have no power to deal with Satan?
Come on.
So the minister said, well, what kind of Jesus do you got?
Come on.
That you following Jesus Christ and you ain't got no juice?
Mm-hmm.
And you talking to us for what?
Right.
For us to come follow a man that don't got no juice to deal with Satan?
Mm-hmm. Come on.
So the minister said that here I am.
Yes, sir.
Right? In the name of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, if it costs my life, somebody got to be willing to pay the price.
Yes,
To
sir.
loosen this stranglehold that they got on the American people.
Right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
You don't know no other leader in closing?
Come on, man.
When you go home and read this book, John the 7th chapter, the 13th verse, it said there were many people that loved Jesus. They were afraid to speak a kind word about Jesus because they feared the Jews.
That's right.
You don't know no other leader
Come on.
that been in a controversy with the Jewish community for over 30 plus years and hasn't bowed.
That's right.
There's only one man in the scripture that got a controversy with the Jews, and that's Jesus.
Come on. Come on.
So we ain't stretching it. Right. Telling you that Farrakhan is the Messiah, his work.
Exactly.
There's witness that he's the Messiah. The book says you can tell a tree by the fruit it bears, and you can tell a man by his works.
That's right. That's right.
What is Farrakhan's works? We his works.
That's right. That's
Us
right.
here.
Go ahead.
You don't know no other man that go into prison and take a man from prison and reform him and make him a productive human being.
Come on.
He good. I'll see the rest next week. Part 2 next week. May Allah
Yes, sir.
bless you with the light on the head. If you came here for your first time, listen. I had to say something about the vaccine. If you took the vaccine, then you need to go find your herbalist and get that man in his house.
Right.
I ain't condemning you. I ain't trying to make you feel bad. They say, oh, you came to the meeting, man. I knew you were going to talk about that vaccine. Made you feel. No, it ain't that. But we got to teach the truth.
Right.
I can't make you believe that it's okay. Because you can go get that paper right there. And I didn't even go through all of the article, man. There's so much information that this doctor in there giving up about this thing. Yes, and the minister is so wise. He told us about it. Ain't like he waited for them to do the vaccine and then don't take it. He told us 6 months in advance.
That's right. That's exactly right.
And they labeled it Operation Warp Speed. When something is warped, it's crooked.
Exactly.
What was they so in a rush to get it out? But let's go ahead and take this chat. First of all, anybody here for their first time, ain't never been here before, thank you for coming out, my sister. So listen, you got one of them letters for me?
Yes, sir.
Can you get it for me, please?
Yes, sir.
So listen, anybody that's here for your first time, can you just stand up for me? So, I don't know who else is here. Anybody that haven't joined on with us, we have a letter. And if you decide that this is the way you want to come, I ain't go over everything because I didn't want to keep you long. We got about an hour. I think that's good enough. We'll be back for part 2 next week.
Praise be to Allah.
But when you come into Islam, we have something called the Declaration of Faith. And it's a Savior's letter. And the minister said in order for you to become a part of our community, it's 3 components of this letter that you got to have. Observation, concentration, and I'll do the other one. I wrote it down. Observation, concentration, and submission.
Right.
Because you're going to live a life that you never lived before. So you got to learn how to do the handwriting and write it the way the Savior asks us to write it. And then in this letter, it asks us to get our original name, right?
That's right.
The names that we have right now are not our original names.
That's right.
Some of us' name got the last name Washington. Before I came to Islam, my last name was Adams. So you got to ask yourself, how did you and the presidents of the United States get the same last name? Right. And the reason being because the presidents were slave owners. Right. So the way they showed that they controlled us, they branded us with their name.
That's right.
So all I'm saying to you, sis, that if you decide that after today that you want to come this way, just let us know. And if you would like to do that, then we'll give you a letter and we want you to start the process. But if you wasn't convinced today, keep on coming back with us. All right? May God bless you. Thank you for coming out. So we have to raise a little chatter. And I didn't get to the part the minister said, and I'm going to go over that. The minister said that the stronghold that they have on us is based on usury. And I didn't read the ayats from the Quran based on usury. But that's $24 right there. Put that in there. So we want to try to see how many 20s we can get. How many of us is willing to donate $20 a day to help us defray the cost of what the expenses, and then, you know what I mean, so we can continue to do this work in this area. How many? Brother Enrique got 20?
Yes, sir.
Brother Eric, 20? You got 20?
Sister James.
Oh, Sister James, praise be to Allah. Give a round of applause. Cap our 50, brother. Keep that round of applause going.
Sister Michelle, 20.
20, praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah.
Brother Taman got 60.
Oh, praise Allah. I got your material too. I got your study guide, and I got your material. Who was that?
Sister Stacy, Brother Eric.
Okay. $20 a piece.
He put additional 20 in.
Oh, praise be so loud. Thank you, brother. Oh,
Praise be so loud. Yes, sir.
so, we at 10, or we gonna go ahead and pass the reception? 10? Okay, we can pass the reception. So, brothers and sisters, give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you for those that wanted to give but couldn't give. You know what I mean? Whatever you gave, all praises due to Allah. We pray that Allah reward you for your sacrifices. But at this time, we're gonna close out in prayer, and we'll be back next Sunday. God willing, do part 2. Bow our heads. You'll hear me use the name Allah. That doesn't mean that it's many gods. Some people call him Jehovah, some people call him Yahweh, some people call him Jah. That don't mean that it's many gods. It just means that the many are confused about the one. So let us pray. We seek the refuge of Allah from the accursed Satan. In the name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful. All praise belongs to Allah, the Lord of all the worlds, the beneficent, the merciful, master of the day of judgment in which we now live. Thee do we worship, and thine aid do we seek. O Allah, guide us on the straight path, the path of those upon whom thou hast bestowed thy favors, and not the path of those of whom thy wrath is brought down, nor those who go astray. Say he, Allah is one. Allah is he on whom we all depend. He neither begets nor is he begotten, and there is none like him. And O Allah, we seek thy refuge from anxiety and grief. We seek thy refuge from lack of strength and laziness. And we seek thy refuge from cowardness and niggardliness. And we seek thy refuge from being overpowered by debt and the oppression of men. And O Allah, suffice thou us with that which is lawful, and keep us away from that which is prohibited. And by thy grace grant us free of want of what is besides thee. And we bear witness that nothing or no one deserves to be served or worshipped besides Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom all holy praise is due forever, the supreme being. We further bear witness that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad is the exalted and risen Christ. And we further bear witness that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is his witness, is the Messiah in the midst of the people today. And we pray to Allah, Master Fard Muhammad, in the name of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, that you continue to bless and protect the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and his family, and that you continue to bless and protect us and our families and all those striving for righteousness and their families. It's in their holy and righteous name we offer this prayer. Amen. Thank you for coming. Have a blessed day. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you.
Brothers and sisters, so we gave you spiritual, we had food made by the food scientists over there. They cooked some food, so please support. We also have brother back there with books from the final call. Support the books and also put some in your head and then put some in your stomach as well. We have dinners over next door. All right. Thank you, sisters. I'm doing fine. So
let me try to do clean up. Yes, we were in tax. Yes.
I was commuting from Philly to North. I was at church school, but then I got ill. So I found I was also committed to the Rose.
Yes, sir.
For about 8 to 9 months. And then it was just becoming so much. You know, I took the job, but it was a lot. How you doing, bro?
That's right.
Yes, sir. Did you live in Chicago too?
Right, yeah,
How was it?
excellent.
Right.
I would have made it, man. I had to get better.
Yes, that's right. Good to see you, though, bro. Yeah, so that was right. It was after 8 months, I just had to George Washington, George Washington Bridge. It just was a lot. So it can't be. See, I was travel there every day. How long did you?
It's an hour, but I work 6 days.
Yes, sir.
I work 6 days. So my husband so he gets the rest on the weekends. But my school where I work, and we both are officers. We both work in the school. But I'm at 21, and he's at Alonzo T. Moody Academy. So his is the young adult alternate school. Yes, for children that have.
I was gonna say I got a fishing technique. It's kind of over.
My
You
main
can't
skill to
excuse
his building that.
and actually boost the ground, but I got another way to get in contact with people. Brother Enrique, no.
The
That's
drive,
my life.
the morning.
What time did y'all leave?
Yeah, headquarters, because he starts earlier, he starts at 7:30, I start at 8. So we commute together and he gets off at 7 and I get off at 6.
Because I'm in
Yeah, I
commercial
try to
way
do
I
like
do it,
lunch,
but if you look at my
shopping or whatever, to make a little extra time.
sheets, you see
But
they have my name on
it's
it, and that came
it's
through
becoming
school.
too much for me.
That's it, that's it.
He says it's not
That's
for him,
brother.
but
Brother, you
yeah,
came on. Okay, yes, sir.
yeah, so we get real routine. Yeah, we get
That's
real
the part I
routine
was
now by
assuming
the
you
summer.
knew that.
Yeah, the commute is a lot, working in the school. I've been in the district now 29 years, but he's been in the district. I think it should be 4 or 5 years. He's been in. But, yeah. It's work that needs to be done. I love what I do. But,
So you got tired?
no, I'll just be 55 this year. I love what I do.
That's right. That's right.
Climbing the safety, with the bullying.
So honored to be. Name of the law.
Yes, sir.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you.
Working 2 jobs and coming up here.
Yes, sir.
It's a lot, but you know, gotta do what you gotta do.
That's right.
Yeah. So we just kind of like help out my son and my grandchildren are really because of the cost of living,
Yes, sir.
trying to combine
Yes, sir.
houses, and my son works in the school too. He works at the Y in Access.
Right,
Yes, sir.
And he's a custodian there, but he's a music teacher too.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, combine our finances and make life easier, cut down on the commute, so we can spend more family time. But yeah, I came this morning, but I shall not tell the story. I actually have I didn't know I am. But
Yeah, I work overtime on music.
This is my first time.
I'm glad you came.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What's important to him is
Yes, sir.
and how much you made our way.
Yes, sir.
It was nice to understand.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you came.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right.
I think I'll tell you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right.
Philly and North. Last 2 or 3 years,
That's it.
while losing their charge. So, but before they lose that,
That's right. Yes, yes, sir.
I got ill. And I was
Yes, sir.
I had 5
So in the public school
Yeah,
or private? How was it?
It's very challenging as far as attendance, and then getting qualified teachers to work in the urban area.
Oh, yes.
You know, it's just functionality in the homes. It's a different element today. It's a different kind of parenting that goes on.
Yes, sir.
It's challenging. You know, I love what I do. You know, I know
Yes,
I
sir.
was a
Yes, sir.
provide children. We provide a lot of wisdom. And they got us. And unfortunately, a lot of them are raising their children. Fathers in the home. There's so much going on. Yes, sir.
I tell people, even for adults, when things happen, when he doesn't know they come on Monday morning to the schoolhouse at this, you know, the church house. I said they come for safety, they come for comfort. They come for a conversation to learn how to get through whatever.
That's right.
Like,
Yes,
we had a
sir.
bad
Yes,
shooting,
sir.
Yes, sir.
Friday, we had a bad shooting, and
That's right, sir. Yes,
Friday,
sir.
the last, the month that we were together, every other day, it's been like a bad shooting, bad stabbing, we lost.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I was telling my husband, I have to remind her Monday mornings that, you know,
Back
I'm
to
here,
this,
it's
sir.
a safe place. You say, it's a
Come on,
safe
man.
house. It's a safe
Yes, sir.
place. Schoolhouse is a safe house, like the church. People come to find someone for help. And she looked at me, and I was like, no, come. You got to understand, you know,
Yes, sir.
the dramatics of everything.
Yes, sir.
People that don't go to church
Yes, sir.
on Monday, they say that come to the church house, to the schoolhouse. And she was like, oh, I said, yeah, think about it. That's why our
Yes, sir.
Mondays are so bleeding down, because, you know, we start out in school, at my school, we still do, you know, open words of encouragement, we still do words of prayer there. We still do it. I know it shouldn't happen here, but we still do it in our building. Our principal allows it. And then we have pastors that come in from Patterson, different schools on Friday. And we still do it. They call it words of encouragement, but we still have it. Yeah. Yeah. But I said people come with it, you know, that his face are.
Elementary school.
Yes, I'm in elementary.
I'm about to say barely.
Private meetings, 10 minutes for the staff, and then like 10 minutes later, like 10 minutes later, and then we go into for the whole school. So, the minister here, Miss Kelly, she plays a popular song, she does words of encouragement, then she does prayer, and then she breaks down the definition of, like, our word is peace. So every day she'll give a definition of peace, and how to use and how to apply it into your life. I like my work ethic.
Well, somebody we gotta get continue to have positive people.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
That's only as far as males. Really a lot of black men.
That's right.
That's what I was going to, I ended up fine. I mean, that's what it takes.
Yes.
When you're a man in authority, you know, they tend to try to disrespect you because they got a man. So it's challenging, but I don't know. Overall, the system is might not see it initially. Put some time in. You'll see them in the streets, you'll see them somewhere. You'll get it and see it. And then that's you know that you have a positive
Not knowing that, you know, let's say CA, and they look at you, you know, a lot of people, and they come to look for you every day, or to get that. I'm gonna stay a lot longer, so my body keeps saying I can't get ready to go. But I plan on doing like another 10 months.
Yeah, you got it in. That's excellent. Yeah.
I plan on doing it. The days off, the vacation time.
Yeah, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
Summer's off. I normally work on summer anyway.
We got to do it.
Okay, also, I just watched Dabba Dan last night.
Summer goes.
Documentary on it.
Yes, sir.
Really got a month. I mean, all we go back
Yes,
to
sir.
August.
Yes, sir.
But it's
No, absolutely. Your brother,
time off. You feel like you got
I haven't seen the brother in that year.
We just have
Since the
a
school
great
hall.
life.
Oh, for real?
Oh, we had a whole
Across from
great.
Block 125.
So,
Brother student minister.
29 more days of spring break.
Yeah.
But if you worked a regular job, you couldn't see.
Yes, sir.
No.
And then who still gets off for the summer? Like I work for the summer, I'm a talker. So we have summer school and we have summer activities, but still it's like a small portion of what the regular school year is, and it's different, and you get to see different shows.
Yes, sir.
And different.
I would also work
But I plan on at least 8, 10 more years. I'm trying to plan.
Yeah,
With my
right,
body.
right. Yeah. Exchange numbers
Once I
with
finish my
prior.
degree, I'll have a different
In
mindset.
Georgia,
My body will be more
to see
relaxed.
nobody has your number. I know, but the phone, I have a new phone now.
I
And
love the
somehow
feeling
got.
where I'm at.
Oh, no, there are some years. I was
Women that
prior to that.
So we have a very
Yeah, I called, yeah.
So praying, hopefully, I
Willie gave me your number, and I called you from there. Now that's a message. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And keep on doing that great work with the children.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
yes,
Yes, ma'am. Good.
Yes, sir. So I'm gonna run. Let y'all. I can be here about a half hour late. But I still can get here.
Before I buy something over there, you trick out. Right there.
Yes, sir.
Stats. Does he have 2 rows, brother?
Yes, I think two buck rolls and supplies, maybe 3, depending on how they stack up. They should be 5, and probably up to 3.
How you making out? You all right? We gotta go over here.
I'm working on it. Brother, because it's on lines, my words slow, so I gotta try to straighten them out. I take a step back. I'm like, well, that's me. If it's not,
They taking person away from the school system.
Yes, sir.
So now the children, babies coming up, they gonna have a hard time.
Very long time. That's probably the main reason why.
isn't it my
You know, it requires continuity report.
Yeah.
That's why they taking it out and out.
They didn't know.
Right.
It's called the thought process.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
See, they,
It's in our genetic makeup. I need your hands says a lot.
exactly. Yes, sir.
Both hands, both feet, no matter how you look at it, left, right, it says a lot.
That's right. That's right. Go ahead,
The
God.
5, exactly. Like our brother, our student minister, we spoke to Wesley. Dr. Wesley, yes, sir. He had the book of God.
Right.
And it shows the anatomical, I forgot, this is not Michelangelo, Da Vinci came up with that.
Right.
The note where it shows the 5 points on the
Yeah,
bottom.
right.
Exactly. That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Indeed.
I got one of his latest materials out right now. This one right here. This is actually volume 1 and volume 2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Come on now. I'm gonna tell you, both of them joints is heavy. This is volume 1 and this is volume 2. Both of them.
I got to notice the last 4 years of his lecture, he was on virtual.
Right.
And he was talking about the MK Ultra.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I can do that.
I was interning at the time. I worked in the school district too. Administrator. Tremendously.
Next week, brother, man.
One of the brothers out there.
This is
Just
yeah, no, that's bad. At a certain age, coming back. Come on, man.
Yes, sir.
This is 5. This is 10.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we got
Yes,
you
sir.
got restricted laws.
You don't have to pick it up again.
How you gonna have more
That's
time?
actually $10 for that too.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We gonna exit. How about you? Hey, man, we all a reflection of each other.
That's right.
You ready to
Yes, sir. Likewise.
I don't know over here.
Why not? Brother, you something special, black man.
I want my staff to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. The brothers got it, man. Yes, sir.
I need help. You already doing it.
I'll take your time, bro. I make sure you got your prayer ready, right?
You know how to pray?
That's my mom. I'm officially share it with the brother. I ain't gonna give him a prayer rug and leave him hanging.
Yo, let's hang up. How long had the prayer up? How long had the prayer up? Week. You hang 1 week. You gotta use it.
Yes, sir. You need $5 back, right?
Yes, sir. When you look through the books, brother, it might be something fire that can come up.
Okay, yes, sir. I didn't even bring no change with you, black man.
That's all right. That's all we're going to do.
I get 30 out of there. Yes, sir.
The 4 edition or the 2 edition?
I think this. How many editions is that? One edition, big brother?
No, that's that's 2 editions, but the one that I was reading out of, that's 190. That was the previous edition before I was getting up there. That's the newest edition right here.
Okay, yes, sir.
This the one with the 340 on? Yeah.
Every Saturday, I'll be available Saturday, every
Yes, sir.
all right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but no, this ain't the one they had. The one they had in Chicago was the special edition for the Savior's Day. They had the minister right in the middle. Yes, I have to restrict myself.
That makes it 10.
If you praise me so well, you just help me out.
Yes, sir.
That's it.
How much of the size your prayer books?
You can give me 15 for that if you want. That's it. That's all.
No, you got, I have one at home. This will be extra. But the minister, by the way,
You said it was 15? Bronx, Philly, the North.
yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Whitey and
Yes. 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 Thank you. Yes, sir. Yeah, lead officer in my building,
About to go through that.
MTT,
All I gotta do is
multidisciplinary.
take 30 off the mile.
And we have an alternative high school. It's the Moody Academy. It's named after a friend of ours. Brother Alonzo, he turns 80 this year. Yeah, and yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's we're 4 decades in past. We're changing the youth football in our city. He's been on for 40, I want to say 50 years. So my first cousin was one. I mean, more than him was home. Because when I got him, he was the oldest. He was a Black Panther. Radically so. In Patterson, New Jersey at the time, at the day. But you met him. Going to the pro. It's high, and we just lost one of our soldiers that was working with us with the Healing Collective. He's a person, the Healing Collective is an organization that's trained by the State Department of Health and Psychology and the State Attorney General's Office to deal with families of victims of gun violence. And the brother was one of the lead agents in that, past police officer shot him. He's trying to figure it out. One of the brothers, all of the brothers in the organization are out there in the streets firefighting. And the Patton Police Department would let them into the venue yesterday to the park. It was domestic. And the Indian brother had an issue. And it was hard when I spoke to his supervisor. He said, brother, he said they wouldn't even let me in. He said, all I didn't want to do was put past the officer in a situation where worse than what it already was. And he said, his mother was out there. I graduated with his mother and father, so I know the young man well. And his grandfather was a retired detective from Patterson that worked with the SELC program with late Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. along with my mother. My mother was in the Nation of Islam. She joined Temple No. 6 in 1952 on the Lucian Bay. She was on a scholarship at Johns Hopkins University. I've been a part of the group since 1967.
This is where you work with a lot of
Come on now. Yes, sir.
this is 1975. This goes to like behind the scenes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Like,
We use it.
these two books,
Yes, sir.
you know, like tell
Yes,
us
sir.
anything that's going on. You're gonna have all of this background detail.
This next.
Yeah, I was a child during the time that I remember this vividly. I was in third grade.
Thank you for getting it.
We have a web
Got you
page,
some me, I got you something.
group page on Facebook. We have 5 universities. I'm on it regularly now because I found pictures of myself and my sister. She returned to the law in 2011, and my mother returned to the law in 2014. So I had to be pleased with them. When I saw the drill team, I showed my wife the pictures. I said, "Listen,
Hey, they did good too.
yes, they did. Yes, they did."
Just to see it, like,
Yes, we have.
I'll take it. Matter of fact, I'll make it with somebody. I never thought. That'd be $10. You got somebody else in the house. I don't need Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It was an after service when for the work performer Karen. Yeah.
You know what you in?
Yeah.
I'm a highly recommend
We just spoke to Patterson. He gave us a message for the brothers in Patterson for a while. And I wasn't active at the time, but the brother that returned to Allah, brother, is so important.
See my drug stuff?
I saw the highlight reel.
Yeah, the book is crazy, bro. I tell you, those books right there, it's a pleasure for me to see them. I don't know the damage you're gonna get to the devil with that, man.
It's
Crazy.
Dialysis. And something wrong with the device is passed through. And Allah immediately said in my ear, I can hear the voice of Allah tomorrow. So if you want to say, the minister say, brother, General Order is about to answer your phone. And he did that, brother, Brother Eve, you call me Eve, answer your phone.
You might want to know about
At evening, I didn't hear the phone ring. I was so meticulous because I was trying to build the restaurant. I had a law enforcement career.
These are
My
questions
came
that
from me for a while.
that online may come across your source sometimes. You'll have those answers. And Brother Mark, he's sorry to put this to the side. He's back here.
he was in Norristown, right?
And he's 7
They
years.
had some 7 Eastern Child, and then he came from there. They real vicious.
Yes, sir.
One time he was trying to get something.
Those mine. Not yet. Not yet.
It's a sacrifice. I said on the trip in. My wife kind of grumbled a little bit, and I said, it's probably like that. And I was saying it jokingly, and she doesn't like to go on car rides, but I already mapped it out in my mind. I said, brother, I worked at Showing Me Ski Mountain as assistant ski director, security director up there. I only did it one season, man. They didn't pay what they said they were going to pay. They false advocated on that, but the experience was good because I never worked at a ski lodge before. But I was there for a while. And then when we go to, we secure. But the money didn't match with the labor that was required. But I found a quicker route from 209 to get to Scranton rather than the way that we took it, right? We took off 80, we took West Main Street, came on 80 West and followed it all the way around to 81. For 5 years now. This year we will make 5. And I've had a law enforcement security background. This makes 32 years. Well, within the school district, yes, the board officers are certified. Most of the board officers not all. That tremendous staff come in by principal laws. That's why. In this particular academy, because of the cause of liberation for black people. And he's a living legend. Alonzo Lee loves Honorable School of Fire Congress. His son's ITV movie, he's a principal. Soon to be doctor's ITV movie, loves Honorable Lee School of Fire. So the work is there. And with the incident recently, we have 90% of the active street organizations leadership in hierarchy. And by the grace of God, by the mouth, so we just did it right on the head. From there, and I mean, we had the anniversary was February 14th. There were 4 shootings, 3 of them were students from my building. The following week, I go back to work, and I land right in. I already knew what the job requires, so I'm on it. They called men and boys to join that for a while. So I'm pushing that along with them being in the office in the building. And we have, and I don't know if my commanding officer knows this or not, but we have FOI protocol even when we dismiss that school. We have 20 minutes ahead of the students, we set up a security perimeter. While we keep a minimal entry. We call it safe corridor, yes indeed. The safe corridor incorporates us watching every graduate from the right 2 blocks from east side to the famous east side from Lean on Me. Principal Joe Clark graduated from this class. We have some of the students that have affiliations. Clash. Make a long story short, 2 of the young brothers that I addressed on a behavioral comment.
You want me to give you the money now, or you want me to wait till later? Okay. Let me do this real quick.
One of the brothers lost his life on staff. So I spoke to Brother Captain Paul. I saw Brother Captain Paul at the food spot while we were in Chicago. And I spoke to him about what was going on in Patterson, the necessity for the FOI, to come through and just open with the principal here to address the students as well as the MGT. Because we have a lot of the young ladies in my building are attracted to the guys in that lifestyle. Eagle bracelet, they think they made it. Now we need to part of the Department of Corrections right now in the juvenile, they're waving us up as adults. And I was on the juvenile justice committee, but I was in juvenile corrections. My background came mostly from corrections. They tried to break it. I was with Brother Lionel Muhammad, Brother Thomas, all worked with me at the same facility. And they destroyed that facility now. So all of the students from Passaic County, all of the children that get incarcerated as juveniles are sent to Essex County. And like you said, the divide and conquer tactic is manifest here because now they're clashing. The 2 cities that used to be twin cities during the civil rights movement and the Black Power movement now are rivals. The 93 Mafia in Newark, you don't get along with 255 sex money murder in Patterson, and they have a new group called the 230 Boys, and the Towers, and That's it. So now this is time for FOI to step in and move stop the killing, to move the attack on black people, all of those subjects that our opponents do as Farrakhan hammered with. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. That's my man right here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all have study, y'all have none, they got study board there, don't they? No, passing, they did have it, but now, I know when you guys, fall away first. Some guys fall away, so they gotta go to North now, right?
Yes, sir. Brother Lamar mentioned. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Here? What days? Tomorrow, Monday. Okay, is my sheet over there? Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No problem, bro. Long we in communication.
Yes, sir.
Private schools, housing, private schools. You don't know what I'm doing.
By any means necessary.
Yes, sir.
I'm new to this. I'm ready. So.
You know something about this, this is all time.
Yep.
See, I tell you, God sees how I'm doing.
That's right.
And going and trying to be here with that, you know.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, yes, sir.
We talked about the school, about the opportunities. Okay.
So I don't know who wants to do it, but because of the woman history month, every meeting I want somebody to read something verbatim from a book before the meeting before I come on. So because of woman history month, we read something about the people or in the section of the time about the book. I need somebody want to say something to y'all. So I come to the meeting like, oh, he didn't tell us. So we got 3 more Sundays. So you know, either one person, whoever want to do it next week, maybe Montanello or something from Mr. Eagles leadership for the people.
That's so beautiful. Thank you for that opportunity. Maybe not next week, but I just know that would be a perfect time to say I am so shy. But I do get up in front of the podium. You did. I have a whole picture of you in the rock show. But I just did ministry class.
So just let me know who's going to be every day. Just elaborate about this. I'm probably going to do a subject on the school.
I think at the university is East Roxbury. That's a mile and a half. 2 miles from here.
Sister Michelle. Yeah, I know she related to
Sister Jackie.
Sister
So she said she lives out here. Now, East Roxbury High School is Dunkin' Donuts.
I got her information and then
That's all for our 209.
Yes, sir. I got her information.
Remember when you saw each other at the mall by 611? Now, if you take 611 down,
That's what we do.
I love that you said that because I've been
to the main street.
it's something about the
Yeah,
deportation
that's
process
That's traffic on Main Street is
that I
611.
love so much.
Trust me, we do
That
not.
she,
right turn.
man, she got to eat. But I was just literally quoting it yesterday.
Right.
My sister does
My landmark is
Eventually,
call
all
it
of us
basketball.
start seeing certain
We
things
go on
in
there
options.
and
cemetery
study the
is
books.
changing.
And we were just talking about the ether and how the atmosphere is actually, you know, it's
cemetery,
correlating to our
Strasbourg
lives and our
Hospital.
hearts and the time. And that's why you see the weather and, you know, the scientific connection between that and the way that Allah or the scientists tuned into our and we were just talking about it and we were just going in with, you know,
Not at
another
all.
person
Not
was
at all.
talking about the atoms and the molecular stuff. I was like,
Yes, I do know the price
so
shop.
it's just a
That's
perfect then
209.
to tie into that. Mother Tayana, the test system, the brain.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We don't watch that so many times.
So
Okay,
to
yes,
go
yes.
to
One of the
there's this
former business administrator
amazing
passed
so
away.
this is a beautiful opportunity. That's my
Paris, and his
I
wife's
gotta tell you this too. This was
Yeah,
great.
you know, they were,
So we
they
went
married
to
into my
Sasa's
wife's
house.
wife.
I
And
should have cried.
I
We
worked
went.
as former
I wanted to cry.
Marty Barnes from Patterson, like,
It's
his
just
body.
beautiful
He was Marty's
experience.
business. I mean,
She said,
I'm sorry, here.
his church is on.
Alright.
This one is for the
Not far from
Hold on, guys.
Hey, let's go, Captain. Listen,
she said
soon
that
as
there
you
is
walk
no other
into
house
the
in
foreman,
Houston that has more profound black men from history to ever even set foot in a house. There's no there's no other house in the world. That's it. It's that house. So we went into a conference, the table talks room, beautiful. We walked up the steps. We went into the room where the minister had a vision. She said, "That's the window right there." I said, "Stop. I can't take this." And she said the way that the house was built has walnut, it's built out of walnut, copper, and granite. So it's very spiritual.
Wow.
She said, it was for Sharif was like, the energy was crazy, just even the floor.
Wow.
And she was saying that's the last time that it was gonna look like it looked. But the next time that she's doing it, she had a whole in the ceilings for projectors because she's bringing it to life. So you'll walk around the house and you'll see. She's like, this isn't like your regular kind of museum where you walk. You ain't gonna see his shoes here. He's living. You know, you ain't gonna see none of that. Ain't this is where we're going to show you what took place here. You know. And so she was like, it's gonna be like real life,
we were out.
figures, not figures, but projections, table. She's gonna have the background playing, so like you can almost hear them, you know, like if you're in the conversation. I was like, oh my gosh, this is fun. And she was like, you don't think I'm crazy, but the reason that we asked her what inspired her, she said, this is what I do, but this house popped up on my computer and I wanted to act like I didn't see it.
Wow.
But she saw it and she's like, no. And she, you know, she took some time and then her business partner was like, what's wrong with you? And he's never like that. But she was like, she was telling him, she was like, go ahead and do it. Like, what's going on? She's like, nope.
I said, yes,
She said,
we sold you, brother. Listen, so
and looked at her like,
that's what a lot does.
they say nothing, but just looked at her like,
Same time, the enemy.
what's going on? Get it done. You know? And she was like, all right, my hands is up. I gotta do it. And she did it. She did
31
it.
years old.
She did it under, and it's crazy because the people that sold it to her, they were like, they don't want to do with anybody else other than Muhammad. So she was like, don't even say my name. Don't say that that's my name. But here's what I don't care. Like, I would say, it's their name is Muhammad. And they were like, all right. And they sold it to her. It was never her. But man, it was just, it was just so beautiful. We were in the room where Malcolm X and his wife stayed. We were in the room where Brother Imam was born. And all of
Wow.
it's just, and there was just a she didn't throw nothing away, and she didn't put nothing in. All she did was reuse the stuff that was already in. She didn't want to throw nothing out. She said, "I'm not doing that."
Wow.
Yeah, so, but it's a thank you for letting us know.
Yeah,
Are you
so
gonna
if y'all doing that, you will?
Yeah.
Crazy into a lot.
I talk to my peers.
Got to.
Listen, it's crazy because you know in school I was always afraid of being talking. But then at the same time I always get kind of scared. So I was talking to my peers. So I always refer to planes and heights. So I had to make myself get on the plane and go to my car.
To this day. To this day.
You ain't playing.
I was going to sky jump and put the deposit down for the my mother was like, "Oh, you gotta do that. Just get on the plane. You can do something else. Why you gonna sky jump?" I was like, so I didn't go sky jump, but yeah. That's how I always tackle my fear. I'm like,
This is the news. The girls are in the newspaper.
They are?
Yeah. Wait. No. Sister. Yeah. Where they talk about political children's village. I don't know what digital. I saw it in the digital edition. I don't know if it's the same.
Somebody going to
Do we know?
okay, so come out of Dr. Ava or the time. Okay, talking about the feet.
Oh, right here.
Wow.
Yeah, they were like, "Can I have a face paint?" I was like, "Go ahead." Listen, I was doing the same things they were doing. I was like, "Look, I'm gonna go play this game." It was so fun. The funny part is that they were parents, like, MGT and FY there, but they were like doing the same thing. It was fun.
We did something like this when we went to North Carolina. And again, trying to tackle my fear heights. Tackle all the way up here.
Yeah, Destiny did it. She was like, "I faced my fears." I'm like, "I know that's her." Yes.
Wow, I never seen that. That's a
You can do it.
He you ever seen 40 Miles? NFA Studios, he's on there talking. Man, 40 Miles. Have you seen 40 Miles? 40 Miles in NFA Studios will have it's basically some of the first of whoever helped the minister rebuild. They're bearing witness and they talk about how they rebuilt the nation.
There's supposed to be a get together with the police chief or something like that. Oh, see, that's what it is? Okay.
I ain't talked to her about
Yeah, I got a lot of people to follow up on too, man. A lot of people gave me their word, man. Last